Hi, this is Pat DeLuca. Welcome to DP2 Insights. In this video, we're going to look at color management, Neutralize Grayscale. Neutralize Grayscale was first introduced in version 14, and it helps to improve the fidelity of black and white output in an ICC compliant color managed workflow. In essence, what happens is when it detects a grayscale image, it turns off color management for those images going through a normal print queue. It works really well if the printer was calibrated. And one of the reasons why we've implemented this type of a feature is because when a profile's built, it's a combination of the characteristics, on aim neutral for the printer and for the paper on which it's printed. So that if it's not on aim or there's some other processor variable, the profile is going to try to compensate for that. Changes in what's happening with the printer and the processor and so on in the system can result in a bias, which, a slight bias, which in a color image you probably aren't going to detect. But in a black and white image, it can appear to be a color shift one way or another and not be right on neutral. So this is really a way to improve that black and white workflow without having to turn off color management for black and white images, which I know some labs have done. So to use Neutralize Grayscale, if you've not done it before, in the printer queue data table, at the very end, last field is Neutralize Grayscale, and you simply check the checkbox and save it so that all of the black and white or grayscale images that go through that DP2 will go ahead and turn off color management, so to speak. And a couple of different ways in DP2 that we understand a grayscale image. The first is, of course, when we import an image, DP2 takes a look at those pixels, so to speak, and it identifies the color type of an image as either black and white or black and white with spot color, depending on your workflow. Or you can manage it in the product so that in a job, when you're using a color image as your starting point, you can go ahead and in the image node properties, you've got a couple of different choices in terms of how DP2 will understand this. The first is adjust. You can select to make it grayscale and to apply the correction, to not apply any color corrections except for negative and grayscale. In addition, you can go ahead and in the tables, you can use a color matrix. And in this case, I'm using one that, a grayscale matrix that is an adaptation of the black and white matrix that was in DP2. And I can go ahead and select DP2 nodes grayscale. One thing to note though, if in adjust images you are making them black and white by desaturating them without telling DP2 that it's grayscale, DP2 will not understand that as a grayscale image. And that's how we've implemented neutral grayscale or neutralize grayscale in DP2. About the same time, we introduced a set of description tags for ICC compliant color management, in which DP2, if the input profile, the working space, and the output profiles are all the same, DP2 sees and understands that, and essentially for those images, it omits the color management operation because it's not necessary, and it saves on valuable time and system resources in your computer. Thank you.